Okay, so we will discuss the agenda first. The agenda today is we will discuss about data analytics, what is data science, and we will discuss what I have included in data science course. So actually the course title is Data Science with Agentic AIs. Have even anyone listened what is agentic AIs here? Do anyone know what is agentic AI? Or do anyone know what is data science or data analytics? Can you respond? Like, can I get some response? Yes, no, Keshava, Dushyant,
Yes, sir.
Mohammed. Yeah. So what I'm asking is, like, I want everyone to interact with me. Like, if the class is only one directional, then there is no use of that. We can give some recording and we can ask you to connect to the sales team. But the main agenda of this class is, if you have any doubts or if you want to talk with me, you can discuss with me and you can clear your doubts regarding the course and everything. Is it
Okay.
clear? Yeah. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So we'll take the class for 1.5 hours. In that, today we will discuss about what is data analysis and what is data science. And I'll discuss the core agenda of our curriculum. So our curriculum will be focused on data science with agentic AIs. So I was introducing agentic AIs as a new thing to the data science because this is a booming thing, what is happening now. I'll share you how we are introducing this thing in the last couple of minutes. So first we will go into what is data analytics and what is data science. Like how many are you from CSC background? Or can I know about yourself? Like uh, can I get a quick uh, thing from you? Like what is your technical background and where you have studied?
Sir,
Dush-
my name is Dushan.
yeah,
I'm from Andhra Pradesh, Tirupati. My
okay.
background is MBA Finance.
Okay, okay, nice. Mohammed, Imaja, I'm asking this just to like if I am delivering some content, if I know whom I am going to deliver, then I can deliver it in a better way. Like I can take examples. If you are a technical guy, then I can take examples in a technical way. If you are non-technical guy, I can take examples in a non-technical way. That is the reason why I'm asking from which department and from where you are coming. Okay. Keshava, Sweta. Okay, okay. Okay, okay then. So let's go into the topic. First, we will discuss about data analytics. Then we will discuss about data science. Then we will discuss what is the difference between data science and data analytics. Then we will move to the curriculum, what we are providing in 7 to 7.5 months. Okay, so before discussing data analytics, we need to understand the structure of a company. Like I'm not going into depth of a company structure. Just I am giving an overview of the company structure. For example, take an institute, XYZ Institute. This institute will have some stakeholders, and below these stakeholders, there will be some managers. Like for example, in the institutes, there will be different teams like sales team, training team, and placement team. So each of the team is headed by a different manager here, and these managers will be reported to the stakeholders. And the thing is, this XYZ company is in the Hyderabad. So this company want to shift their location from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So the stakeholders should invest in the company so that they can uh, create one thing in the Bangalore. So the stakeholders will ask some questions to the manager so that they can understand what is the scenario going in the Hyderabad. Based on that, how much amount they need to invest in the Bangalore. Like for suppose if they are asking two to three questions, like the first question is what is the revenue in each department and which department has the better revenue. Like for suppose here in the institute, we will have two to three departments. One is, for example, Mun stack, Python full stack, Java full stack, and data science and data analytics. So the stakeholders are asking in which department we are getting higher returns. Then the second question is in which department we are getting more placements. So like this, the stakeholders are asking some questions to managers, and the managers will come to the team and will inform that the stakeholders are asking these type of questions. So I need to answer the stakeholders. Can you give me some report? Then the team members will create some report based on the questions. Like they are not expertised in data. They don't know what is data and they are not expertised in data. The salespersons are expertised in dealing with students, and these trainers are expertised in their specific roles. And these placement guys are expertised in getting the companies and placing the students. So they are not expertised in data. So if the manager is coming and asking the team members that they want the answers for these questions, they can give vague answers. For suppose, sales team can provide some stats like, uh, sir, we have got data science as the best batch. We got more leads in this and we got more placements in this. But there is no data which is backing that. They are saying it a vague way. This vague way can't be accepted by the stakeholders. The stakeholders need some data because they need to invest some money. For example, if they are investing 1 crore in Bangalore, they need to back it with the data. If they are not backing with the data, then they don't know how they'll get the profits from there. So each and every question what is stakeholders discussing, they need to have the answers with the data. So for that, this team won't have any person who are expertised in data. So there is a vacuum here to fill. For that vacuum, these managers are searching for a role. The role is data analysis. So this data analysis guy will deal with the questions like this. Like if for suppose the management is taking some decision, so they need to take the decisions with the help of data. So this data analysis guy will help them to make decisions based on data. For suppose, we will take one example. We will take the example of this question. Like this question is how many people are placed in which department and in which department more people got placed. So this is the question. So the data analysis guy will go to the core team and ask for the data. Like if you know, after 2016, each and every company is coming to online and they are producing data. For suppose if they are not coming to online also, they can produce data. For suppose you are coming here, you have registered, we will get the registered data. Like that, most of the people will come to institute and we will get the registered data. For suppose if you are registering and getting the data for 1 year, we may get millions of data here. Like that, in every department, the team is collecting the data and it is storing somewhere, like maybe databases or Excels or CSV files and everything. So this data analysis guy will go to the core team and ask for the data. Ask for data and he will get the data. After getting the data, he need to do something with the data so that he can answer the question. question. So what he will do is, first after collecting the data will be in a raw format. Raw format in the sense, I'll give one example after this. I'll take one simple Excel format and I will show you what is the raw format and what is the clean format. Just wait 2 to 3 minutes. He'll get the raw data. With this raw data, he can't do the analysis and get the answers for the question. So what he does is, he'll clean the data and he will process the data, so that with the processed data, he can do some analysis on that and he can clear the question what stakeholders are asking. For that, he will maintain one procedure. I am writing that procedure. Just look into the procedure once. So first, he will collect the data. After collecting the data, he will clean the data. After cleaning the data, he will perform analysis on the data. And after finding the analysis on the data, he will create some dashboards. So after doing all these things, he'll prepare some PowerPoints or some presentations and he will present the data to the stakeholders so that they can get the answers for the questions. Like, we will take some simple scenario here. Imagine that I'm the class leader for a class in a school and I'm collecting the data for the class. In that class, there are different type of people. For example, I'm taking name, marks, social. For suppose there are 5 to 10 people in this class. I'm taking a random name here. So if you see that data, the marks are for 100 marks. And if you see the data here, this is the collected data and this is the raw data. So after seeing that data, are you seeing any unmatchable things here? Like, are you seeing any unrelated things here? Keshav, Dushyant. Like, for suppose the marks for max is 100 marks and the people are getting 212 or minus 2. We will write minus 12 here. So the data what we are seeing here is a different kind of data which should not be present here, because if you are doing analysis on this, or suppose if you are doing something analysis on this, the question is, who is the person getting highest marks in max? We will get CAB is the highest person who is getting highest marks. But it is a wrong thing, because the total marks are 100, but we are getting 200. It will lead to ambiguity. So that's why we need to clean the data what we have collected. So what we will do is, we will use some different tools like Excel, Google Sheets, Power BI, SQL, or Python. We can take any tool here. We can clean the data using Excel, or we can clean the data using SQL, or we can clean the data using Power BI. We can clean it with anything, but we need to use one tool and we need to clean the data. So here we will use some different techniques to clean the data. For suppose, if you are dealing with the outliners, this is called outliner because the basic marks will be from 0 to 100, but what we are getting here is 200, which is out of the range. So it is called outliners. So if you are dealing with the outliners, we will deal with two different things. Like, we will divide the marks with 10, or we will replace the marks with the mean of the uh, list or column. And so we will deal like this. Like, this is the process what we are using for cleaning the data. Like that, there are different procedures to clean the data. Some of the procedures are mean imputation, mode imputation, then uh, upfilling, downfilling. We will use all these techniques to clean that data. So when you are getting the data from the main database, we should not expect that the data will be clean. So for that, we need to see the data, we need to observe the data, and we need to clean the data. So that is the process what I have written here. So after collecting the data, we should not expect that the data will be clean. So what we need to do is we need to clean the data. For cleaning the data, there are different procedures and there are different tools to clean the data. After cleaning the data, we will get the cleaned data. With that cleaned data, we can go for the analysis. In this analysis, we will use the same tools. We'll use the same tools and we will do the analysis. In this analysis, we will create dashboards. In these dashboards, we will have charts, pie charts, flow charts, KPIs. KPIs in the sense key factor indicators. And then we can create small tables where we can get large amount of data into a insightful data. Like that, we will create different types of infographics. With these infographics, we will make some presentation and we will go to the stakeholder and we will present there. So with this, what will happen is the stakeholder can get some idea what is going on in the Hyderabad branch and he will think how to invest it in the Bangalore bank. So here data analysis is using some different tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, or some different Python and SQL for cleaning the data, processing the data, and analyzing the data. For this, give me 1 minute. Okay. So data analysis is used to clean the data, process the data, and analyze the data. In this process, we are using different type of tools like Excel, Power BI, then Tableau, and everything what I have written previously. With this, what we can do is we can create some infographics. With that infographics, the stakeholders or the managers who are asking questions can get some idea to take decisions. So the main theme of data analysis is used to make some decisions. Like for suppose there is a company XYZ. In this company, there are some stakeholders or some managers. They got some problems and they got some questions. So for these questions, we will use the data and we will clear the questions based on the data so that they can take better decisions and they can grow the business. So basic theme of data analysis is used to develop the company, make profits, and take good decisions. Decisions. The only criteria for this is you need to learn the concepts. The concepts are this. So to become a good data analyst, you need to first start with Excel. And then after Excel, you need to go for Python, then SQL, then Power BI. If you are interested in Tableau, then you can go for Tableau. But most of the companies are using Power BI. So in our institute, we are teaching Power BI here. So these are the basic tools you need to understand for doing data analysis. So
Sir,
apart,
sir,
yeah,
sir, can you please tell me what is the difference between Power BI and the Tableau?
but both are BI tools only. Like both are business intelligence tools only. But
Okay.
the interface will be different. That's it. Everything what we are doing in Power BI can be done in Tableau. Everything
Okay.
from scratch to end, what is done in Power BI can be done in Tableau. But the basic difference is this is built by someone and this is built by someone. So that
Okay.
the interface will be different. That it's and
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. So apart from this technical knowledge, you need to have non-technical knowledge also because, for example, if you are dealing with some questions in a company, you need to understand how company is working. and how company get profits, so that you can deal the questions in a better way. For suppose, if I am getting placed as a business analyst in some XYZ company. So if I am not knowing how the company is working, or how the company is creating some profits, if there are some questions which is related to profits, then I can't answer the questions properly. I can answer it in a like composed manner, but I can't answer it in a organized manner. So if you want to uh, become a better data analyst, you need to understand the structure of a company, and you need to understand the basic things how company works. So after that only you can become a good data analyst. Like, tools can be learned by anyone. Like, this can be done by anyone. Even recently, this can be done by AI. But the main difference what a good data analyst can show is, one is presentations. It is telling the stories. In the sense, if you are getting some data, you need to derive some story from this, and you need to tell the story to the person who are maybe stakeholders or managers, so that they can take better decisions. For suppose the stakeholders or managers don't know the technical thing, you need to explain the data to them that they can understand and they can take the better decisions. The second thing is, you need for telling the better stories, you need to understand how the business is working. For that, you need to know some basic understanding of the business. Like, business in the sense, whatever sector you're going. For example, if you're going for finance sector, then you need to understand about finance. If you're going for medical sector, then you need to understand about medical sector. Like that, whatever sector you're going, you need to get some basic idea of that sector, so that you can excel in that. Is it clear? Hello? Hello? Did you
Yes.
understand what is data analysis, guys? Dushyant,
Yeah,
Ahmad, Maja. Like, should I repeat it again? Like, okay, so I'll wrap it data analysis with a single point. I'll write the flowchart what we are doing. A simple data analyst will help a company to make decisions. For suppose, I'm taking one example. I have a institute, like, take 10,000 coders only. 10,000 coders is in Hyderabad now. If we want to open it in the Bangalore, then we need to see uh, what kind of people we need to target and what kind of technologies we need to take there. For that, we need to study the area, and we need to study the technologies what that area is handling now, so that we can um, grab that area in a better way. For that, we need to do analysis. So first we need to collect the data. For example, if you see Koramangala, we need to collect the area of data of the Koramangala, and we need to see what kind of people are getting into the Koramangala. Our students are getting into the Koramangala, our working professional are getting into the Koramangala. Then we need to see what kind of um, what kind of age group is getting into the Koramangala. Then we need to see what kind of courses are getting sold in the Koramangala. Based on this, we need to figure out one way where we can open one institute in Koramangala. For this, we need to do analysis. If you are not doing analysis, and if you are not taking decision based on the data, then there can be a vagueness. I can take 1 crore and I can open one institute, but there is a vagueness in the institute. I don't know what to do. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. But if you are doing with the data, then at least you will get 99% understanding of that area, and you will know what to open and what not to open. Is it clear? For this, people have developed some technologies, and the technologies are Excel. And the basic thing what I need to say is, most of the people will look Excel as a downgrade thing. But remember one thing, when you are going into companies and if you are placed as a data analyst, the first thing what you are working with is Excel. Almost your 40 to 30% of the work will be with the Excel. Or maybe in some companies, 50 to 60% of the work will be in Excel. This is one of the most important tool a data analyst should understand. Most. Even before Power BI or Tableau. Okay. Then you need to understand how to automate the things. So you need to learn Python. Then you need to store the data and retrieve the data. There you need to understand SQL. Then after that, if you need to create automations, then we will go for Power BI or Tableau. These are not only the tools which are used for BI, there are other different things, but these things are based on the company. For example, one company may use one different tool for analyzing, another company may use another different tool. But basic thing what you need to understand is you need to cover basic topics so that you can show that I am good at analysis. For that, you need to learn these things. You can learn Excel, Python, SQL, Power BI. And in Python, you need to learn core Python and advanced Python. In this advanced Python, we need to learn some libraries, Pandas, MATLAB, Plotly, and NumPy. This is the core thing you need to learn for becoming a data analyst. Apart from this, you need to get some good communication skills. Then you need to be a good presenter. Presenter in the sense, if you are creating one dashboard, you need to present it with the stakeholders. So you need to present it in a way where the stakeholder will understand that. Like you need to take that in a simple way. What that is storytelling. So these two things are most important for the data analyst. I think I have made pretty clear what data analyst will do. Are there any queries on data analysis? Yeshua,
Sir. No, sir.
Dushyant. Did everyone get what is data analysis and what data analyst will do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the simple one thing is they will help companies to make decisions. Okay, so I'm building one scenario before going into data science. Like I'm taking the same XYZ institute as an example. So here we'll take one question for understanding data analysis in a better way, and then we will move to the data science. Here, the stakeholder wants to open a company in the Bangalore. So what he does is he needs some data. Like he's asking one simple question. The simple question is from 2025 January to September, what is the profit we are getting in department wise? So he's asking the profits for the department wise from Jan to September. So which is already happened. So the data analyst will fetch the data from the core team and clean the data and performs ETL operations. After performing ETL operations, he will create some dashboards. And after creating dashboards, he will present the data to the stakeholder and he will provide the answers for each and every question to that. But for suppose if the stakeholder is asking some other different questions, here the question is, what is the profit from Jan to September? For suppose he is asking some different questions like, what may be the profit from December 2022 to April 2026? This has not happened yet. This is yet to happen. But he is asking some questions. He has right to ask the questions. He's asking like, what may be the profits from December 2025 to April 2026? So the guy who is working with the data till now, data analyst, don't know how to answer this question. Like he knows only one thing. If there is any existing data, he can take that data, he can analyze the data, and he can give some answers to that questions. But if he is asking some questions on future, then this guy who is data analyst can't answer that questions. Here there is a vacuum which is created by these questions. For this, data scientist role has been brought here. So the data scientist will deal with the questions and will deal with the things which are futuristic. Like for suppose here the question is, what will be the profits for a company XYZ from December 2025 to April 2026? So the people who is working as a data analyst can't predict it because he is working on the data which is already present, or he can answer the question which is already existed. He can't answer the questions which is non-existing, and he can't predict the things which are non-existing. So we are moving from the data analysis to data science. Here in the data science, what we can do is we can predict the things. Like for suppose I am giving one simple example for you. I think each and every person has used weather app. So in this weather app, if you are seeing the weather for tomorrow, we will get the weather for tomorrow. Or if you are seeing for weather for 25th of October or September, we will get the weather of 25th and October or September. But for example, today is 8th. If you are seeing the weather of 9th, we will get the weather of 9th. But the point is, we are not going to the 9th and we are not collecting the data of 9th and coming to the 8th and we are presenting it. We are predicting it. So we need to know how we are predicting it. A simple thing. For suppose now we are in 2025, 8th September. Then the people who are working with the weather data will look for the past data. Like for example, 2024 to maybe 1995 or 1980 or 1940. They will look the data from 1940s to 2025 and they will create some prediction based on the data. Like for suppose 1940 on 8th September, the climate is 25 degrees centigrade. And the 1941 8th September, it is 24 degrees. And the same thing in 2022, the climate is 25 degrees centigrade or 26 degrees centigrade. And 2024, if it is 28 degrees centigrade, then for 2025 and 2026, they will predict the value based on the previous data. Like for suppose, if I am asking what can be the value for 2026, then we can roughly say that it can be 29 or it can be between 25 to 30 because it has not exceeded above 30 and not going below 25 from 1940 to 2024. So based on this, we can give some rough figures. But here data scientist will not give rough figures. What he will do is he will create some mechanisms where he can feed the previous data, and with these mechanisms, after feeding the previous data, these mechanisms will provide the prediction of the future data. So we need to understand what mechanisms he is using to do that. So we will look into it in 1 to 2 minutes. Give me 1 minute. I'm getting some call. Okay. So I think you understood the basic thing. Like for suppose if you want to predict the weather data of 2025 9th September, then we need to go and collect the data, what is happening on 9th September from 50 years or from 60 years, and we will predict the uh, temperature, what is happening on 9th September based on the previous data. So here in the data analysis, what happens is in the data analysis, we will collect the data of previous years and uh, we will not predict it. We will provide only analysis for this. In the sense, we will say that, okay, from from 1940 to 1924, the climate is getting increased. Or from 1940 to 2024, the climate is increasing with the 2 degrees centigrade or 4 degrees centigrade, everything. Like data analysis will provide the analysis on the data of the previous data, but data scientist will predict the future data. Like the weather app is built on the data science only. Like in this weather app, they will collect the previous year's data, and with the previous year's data, they will predict the future data. Like here, I'll give one more example. It will be very good. Like I'm creating one simple scenario here. Look into it once. Like I'm having some data. Like here, I'm having name and kilocalories what a person consumes and the hours slept. Based on things here, I'll predict the final marks what he is getting. For that, I am taking some basic examples. For example, ABC is a person. He is eating almost 600 kilocalories and he is sleeping 6 hours per day. Then I'm giving some examples for the machine. So what? Maybe he's getting 70%. Like that, BCA is another person. He's eating 400 kilocalories and he is sleeping for 10 hours. He's getting 65%. And DCA is the person 1500 kilocalories and he is sleeping 8 hours. Then he is getting 90%. Like that, I'll provide some data. Then I'll take the data and I'll feed the data to a mechanism. After feeding the data to a mechanism, I'll ask the mechanism to predict the next data. Like for suppose if I'm giving CHA is a person, he is eating 600 kilocalories and he is sleeping for 7 hours. Then the mechanism what we have created here will predict what can be the final score for that. So here we are doing some predictions. In the data science, we will do predictions. In data analysis, we will create analysis for the data what we have got. Like for suppose in the data analysis, we will create some charts and we will create some simple tables to understand what is happening here. But in the data science, we will predict what will happen next. Did you get the point? So for yes, no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for this, the data scientist should need some tools, and the tools are ML, AI, and deep learning. So these are the tools which are used to predict. For suppose here with the help of ML, we will train one machine to understand the data. After understanding the data, we will use AI and deep learning to make decisions and to derive the patterns which are underlying in the data. Like for suppose here, after giving these three things, we are asking what can be the other thing. Like that, for this machine, we will feed the data and we will ask the question, what may happen next? And the machine will learn from the data what we have fed and will predict what can happen tomorrow or what can happen with the newer data what we are providing after training. Is it clear? So for this, the flow chart will be simple. Like we need to collect the data and we need to clean the data. For this also, we need to clean the data. Then after cleaning the data, we will separate the data for training. So we'll separate it like a training data, test data. And the training data is used to train a machine. And the test data is used to test the machine whether the machine is working fine or not. So after completing all these things, we will deploy the machine for the further use. After deployment, it can be used for predicting the things. Like for example, if you are taking a weather app. So for that weather app, the backend can be like this. Like they have collected the previous year's weather data and they have cleaned the previous year weather data and they have taken what they need from the data and they have divided the data into training data and the test data. After dividing, they will train the machine with the help of this training data. After training, they will take the test data and they will test the machine whether it is working fine or not. If it is working fine, then they will deploy the thing. After deploying, we are using the weather app as a normal application. Is it clear? For this, we need to understand what is machine learning, what is AI, and what is deep learning. And one more thing we need to understand is computer vision. So we need to understand all these three things. Is it clear? Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So here what I am doing is data scientist is used to predict the data or is used to analyze the data. But the simple thing is I'll give one simple scenario where you can understand in a simple way. For suppose this line is 8th September. Data analyst will work with the data and will analyze the data which is before this 8th September. And the data scientist will work with the data and will predict or analysis with the data which is after 8th September. So this is the major difference between data analyst and data scientist. So data analyst will deal with the present data and he will analyze the present data. He can't predict anything. And data scientist can deal with the previous data, but can also predict something. Like in the sense, data scientist should be a data analyst also, but data analyst cannot be a data scientist. So if you want to become a data scientist, you need to learn data analysis and data science too. Like I suppose tomorrow, if you are getting one task to analyze a thing, then you should not say that I'm a data scientist, I should not analyze. You need to analyze it because uh, like if you see the process, almost 60 to 70% of the process is same for data scientist and data analyst. So for that, what I am doing is I am combining both the things and I am providing a curriculum based on data analysis and data science. Is it clear? In that, in the first phase, we will deal with the data analysis. Data analysis we dealt with 1 to 2.5 months. After that, we will move to the data science. Then we will move to the agentic AIs. Now I am not discussing about agentic AIs. In the further classes, if you are connecting and if you are doing more demos, then we will discuss about agentic AIs. And did anyone know what is agentic AI?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Have you heard about RAG or chatbots or anything like this? Okay. If no, don't worry. I'll discuss in the further classes. Okay. So this is the thing what data scientists do. So data scientist will predict the things and data analyst will analyze the things. And data scientist should know both the things. Is it clear? For that, we need to learn some different things. You need to start with Excel. Then you need to go for Python, then SQL. Then we need to learn any BI tool here. After completing all this, you are eligible for data analysis and you can apply for data analysis roles. After this, we need to learn some math. Here we are predicting. For predicting, we are using stats and probability. So we need to understand and we need to learn probability and stats. In this stats, we need to understand about descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics is used for data analysis and inferential statistics is used for data science. So after this, we need to go for machine learning. We need to understand different type of machine learning procedures and we need to understand different types of algorithms. Like we will learn about supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. After this, we need to understand deep learning. We need to understand how to create neural networks. After this, you need to understand what is computer vision and how we can read images or audio files or video files. And then we will understand about AI. Then after that, we will create AI applications. Then combination of everything here will become a data science. Is it clear? Did you get any basic idea what a data scientist will do and what data analyst will do? Yes, no. If yes, can you type yes here? Yes, no. Guys, Karthik, remaining people, Dushyant, Mohammed, Himaja, Samyukta, Varalakshmi. Can you respond? Like, can you respond? Can we talk? Like, can you summarize the thing? Like, anyone from the audience, can you summarize what we have discussed till now? Like in 2 to 3 lines. Can you summarize it? Anyone? Muhammad, Dushyant, Lakshmi. Can anyone? No. Okay. Should I repeat it again? Like, should I conclude everything or is it okay for you? Did you understand everything? Yes. Can you talk? Like, mm, data analysis, we can make visualizations. Only data science, we can do both. Both in the sense, what is the both? What is the other thing? Okay. If you are shy to talk in the recording, I am flow chart. Well, I'm combining both data analysis and data science, and I'm creating some simple flow chart. Look into it. So in the data science or data analysis, first we need to collect the data. We are having some simple questions. For that questions, we are collecting the data. After collecting the data, we will move for cleaning the data. After cleaning the data, here we'll have the two branches. So one is for data analysis and one is for data science. So for data analysis, we will clean the data and we will move the data for analyzing. Here we will analyze the data or we will do all the things using Excel, Power BI or Tableau, Python or SQL. Each and everything has some limitations. That's why we have different tools. For example, Excel can't load more than million data. That's why we are moving to some other different tools. So, but each and every tool can do the same thing. It can collect the data, it can clean the data, and it can analyze the data. Then after that, in the second phase, what we are doing is we are cleaning the data. After cleaning the data, we are dividing the data into a different format. Like we are dividing the data into training data and test data. After dividing this, we will use ML techniques to train a machine with the data what we have created here. After training here, we will use the test data to test the data what we have trained has been trained properly or not. Then we will create AI applications with using deep learning here. With that, we will create data science. And here we will create data analysis. I think it is clear now. Yes, no. Okay. So do you want to shoot any questions? You can ask me now. I'm